Good, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Hey, hey, hey. All that stuff there. This is comedian See No Evil, and I want to thank you all for checking this video out. Before we do get started, I want to make sure that you guys do hit that like button. Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe and also hit that notifications bell. For all of my blind and visually impaired friends and followers, it is right under the subscribe button. It will say preferences. Watch notification preferences. All right. That ensures that you will get any notification first once I upload or go live here on YouTube. All right. And also, I want to thank you all for allowing me to be viewed and subscribed to so much that we finally went over 1,000 subscribers and we're still moving. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Keep sharing, keep interacting. The more commenting that you do on this channel is better for us, okay? So, there are more videos to come. Again, I'm still looking for movie enthusiasts. Anyone who likes to watch movies, we can come on and review them together if you would like. So you guys, let me know. My bad, y'all. Just messing with the camera a little bit. Let me know if this is something you would like to do. All right. Blind man doing camera work. Listen, I do parties, do baby showers, bar mitzvahs, um, coming out parties, gender reveals. I do all that. I'll film anything for you. All right. Just don't blame me if it's not focused or there's nothing in the screen. Anyway, um, the series is called True Story. Um, Tale of two different movies. The last two movies that Kevin Hart starred in. This one and then the other one, um, where he was a parent, a daddy. I did not check that one out. I was all Kevin Harted out, so I didn't check it out. But I heard it was a different type of role, so I want to check it out. You know, I am a comedian. I respect Kevin Hart, but he was just Kevin Hart in too many movies. It was just nonstop barrages of him playing himself. I understand once you're on, you're on, but I'm glad that he did these types of movies to kind of offset the the trend that he was following. Now, True Story is about a comedian who endured issues courtesy of his brother. I mean, big issues. Now, there were so many different reviews that I was hearing, and most of them were bad. Most people did not like this movie that I know. And even the reviews that came online, people didn't like it. And I couldn't understand why. They said Kevin Hart was playing a different type of role. It showcased more of his acting skills. And for some reason, I just wanted to check this out. I wanted to check it out for myself. Plus, Wesley Snipes was in it, so it gave him a different type of co-star. Because Wesley Snipes doesn't generally play funny man roles. He's more of the action, serious type of guy, and that's basically what he did in this movie. Um, Kevin Hart's character was named Kid. You didn't know him by any other name in this movie. He didn't have a real name. He was just Kid. What a coincidence that the character's name started with a K, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Wesley Snipes' character, his name was Carlton, or he went by C, and he was Kid's brother. Okay. Kevin Hart, or should I say Kid, also had a manager, booker, slash um, slash friend whose name was Todd. White guy. You always want Jewish or white guy in your corner to run things for you, right? Yeah, I guess that's just how it goes. Got to be in there somewhere. So he handled kids, public relations, and all that stuff, and bookings, appearances, money. You know, he was the central hub for everything that went on with Kid. Okay, Kid also had a bodyguard. Bodyguard name is Herschel. Herschel, big dude, black belt, third degree black belt in karate, carried firearms, weapons, and things like that. Always looked out for him, and he was also his friend. You know, you have to have some type of relationship with the help. You have to. Can't just be help unless you go into a city and you don't have your lookouts and things like that. Then you just hire somebody. But at some point you still got to talk to them. You got to feed them. You got to pay them. So it's better that you have a relationship with them, at least some type. So this was Herschel, big black dude. And you're probably wondering how I know all this stuff. It's because it was audio described. For all of my blind people, Netflix does a really good job about audio describing their movies, especially their exclusive movies. I even watched Life yesterday, or excuse me, for all of you picky people about the words that I use, I listened to Life yesterday, and audio description wasn't even out back then. But this movie was audio described on YouTube, on Netflix. So I really appreciate that. And I found out some stuff I was able to see when this movie came out. Not good, but I was able to see. But there were some things that happened in the movie that I didn't know, that I didn't catch with my bad eyes. But now that I'm totally blind, I solely rely on sound and the audio description. So if your movie is not audio described, it may not get reviewed on this channel. Just might not be. Okay. So we went through those guys. You also had Laura London, who was in the movie. Her name was Nika, but she came along later. I think it was Monica, something like that. Monica. She came along later in the movie. You had Ari. He came along. Probably, yeah. That was. I think that was in episode 1, wasn't it? There are about 7, 8 episodes of this series, um, and they were all awesome. Okay, I and this is the reason why you have to check things out for yourself sometimes. I was told that the series was short. It was only 4 or 5 episodes. It wasn't good. They didn't like it. But everything that I heard was just not on point. It just wasn't. There were about 8 episodes. Only the first episode was long. That one's about 50 something minutes, and the rest averaged about 30 to 33 minutes. Um, Ari was basically the cleanup man who had all the contacts and moves to be made underground. All right. He had 2 brothers that were big money men, owned clubs. Um, dirty business they were doing. All right, these guys were Italian. Um, they ran strip clubs, different businesses, and they also gave loans, but they also wanted their money back with interest. Um, who else we had? We had Billy. Billy was basically an assistant of Kids. She was writing jokes for him. She had her own jokes. Um, Basically, she would run them by Kid before his shows and after shows. She was a part of his staff that traveled with him. And what happened is that Kid recently got a divorce. Okay, and his ex-wife um, she she was basically with his son, with Kid's son, Chris, and he would speak to her every day basically, and she was, even though they weren't together anymore, she was still trying to get money out of him to buy her things and stuff like that. Um, at some point, she was his advice. Um, the what else we got? So she was throughout the movie. Um, a fan who came along later in the movie, his name was Gene, and Gene was very annoying. Like he he his the guy who played his role was very convincing. Like he played a really good role. Like he had to do so many emotions in this movie, and he did an awesome job. There was Gene's boss, who, oh boy, he just, I don't know, something was really wrong with dude. Like I would say Kid handled meeting him very well, because dude was very annoying, and on a normal day would have gotten knocked out over the things he was saying, and Herschel wanted to do that, which is his bodyguard, but Kid didn't let him do it, and you'll find out why later on in the movie, because everything basically came full circle. Now, the plot of this movie is that, Kid was on tour in Philadelphia. Of course, Kevin Hart is from Philadelphia, so he filmed it there. Kid was there from California, which Kevin Hart lives in California. So he came there and got a hotel for a while because he had big shows to do there. And he was at the Four Seasons. This is no um, advertisement for them, but that's just where he was staying. It was pretty good service there. Like, of course, it was for the movie. I don't know what goes on at the Four Seasons. I've never been there. I used to work for a different hotel chain, so they were the rival. So, Kid goes to a party one night, and he goes inside of his hotel. He has his two-bedroom suite. Um, his brother gets wind of him coming to Philly, so his brother shows up, and everyone's trying to prevent his brother from being there, but Kid was like, no, he's still my brother, let him come in. And you got to remember one thing, man: family will drag you down worse and faster than anyone else, and it was definitely true in this movie. They know your secrets, they know you better than anyone else, so they're also the ones that can wreck you pretty well. And that's what happened in this movie. Um, Kid went to him in the first episode, went to do his show. Um, big, big show, huge show. Of course, Kevin Hart was basically playing Kevin Hart somehow. But like I said, the acting was different because he had to hit a bunch of different emotions in this also, and he did a great job. But somehow he still played a comedian. And the Carlton, which is Wesley Snipes' character, shows up, and he's there at the after party. Kid goes and decides he wants to have he gave in to have a couple drinks with Carlton, and Carlton had girls there, and one particular girl got him to, basically give in. So he ended up in his room with her. Carlton went in the other bedroom of the suite. Kid wakes up in the morning, and the girl who came back with him from the after party is dead. Dead in the bed. So they spend the rest of the movie cleaning up this big mess that happened that night. overnight. The girl's dead. That's when Ari comes in and tries to help them to dispose of the body. I'm not going to spoil this movie for you. I'm just giving you the gist of it. Okay. Um, they, a whole bunch of mess happens from this because Ari knows that. Well, Carlton calls Ari because that's his contact, and Ari knows that it's Kid. Big time moneymaker, multimillionaire type of guy. So he tries to extort him. Get money, get money, get money for getting rid of this body. And that's when the shit hits the fan even more. Like it's splattered everywhere, even on the ceiling, on your brand new bed sheets, on the person you had sleeping in the bed with you. It's all over the place. Okay. And Carlton is a really big part of this, a big reason for this. He is the reason why this happened, because Kid didn't want to partake in anything. He wanted to go back to his room, but he stayed, and this is what happened. Now, as the movie goes along, the different characters are interacting. Gene comes along. He's a huge fan, has kids merchandise in his car, in his room. Gene doesn't have a home. He lives in a motel, so he's paying day to day for his stay. Doesn't have any family, but he doesn't know how to handle his emotions. Like, the controlling of his emotions are all over the place. He's up, he's down. Um, he's looking for a friend. It's just a fanatic. Okay, he's a fanatic of Kid. Um, the Carlton, and I can't even tell you that part because it'll be telling you the movie. So I'm gonna ease my way around what happened with Ari, but just know that it's a huge mess. Okay. um, I do recommend that you watch this movie. I do. Each episode will make you come back and watch more of it. It took me 2 days to watch it, um, just because I was so interested in it. They Let me see, but I'm trying to think if there was any sex scenes, if there were any that was shown. They didn't show anything. Like, no, they didn't. So, being a rated R movie, the rated R scenes were from the girls in the club, the language, and the blood. Wasn't from sex scenes. I would say the one and only sex scene that happened that I can remember that they actually showed a little something was Carlton's doing. Was it? I'm thinking now. Yeah, I believe that's what it was. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it was in the later episodes, because the other scenes that I kind of remember, they just showed evidence of sex. All right. So, you guys, I just came on to give you this review. One out of 1 through 10, I give this movie. I probably give it an 8.5, and it could have been a 9, maybe a 9, but Kevin Hart still played a comedian. He just can't get away from that. Okay. Again, it was a very good movie. It just couldn't get a 10. He's still playing a comedian. All of the acting in there was on point. Even the parts that got on my nerves, um, Kevin Hart was still playing himself. Did I say that already? The ending will surprise you. It will surprise you. um, the different twists that are in the movie will kind of catch your attention also and make you be like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't have to rewind anything. Well, you know what? I did have to rewind a few parts only because I was being distracted, um, probably by my kids or um, email or something I had to respond to. But you can follow this movie without having to watch it again or this series. And I hope they have a season two. It doesn't. I don't. I think this was just a one-time thing, but I'm looking forward to it if there is. All right, so that's my review for this movie. It gets an 8.5 or 8 3/4, like they used to do in Star Search. They didn't go over 5, but you know. I'm also looking for another movie to watch. I'm waiting for my friend Miss Alicia's Journey to finish watching Night Teeth, which I watched a few weeks ago, maybe like last month when it came out. Awesome movie, but I'm waiting on her so we can do this review together. Um, I'm on season 4. No, the ending of season 3 of Elite. And those are the movies that I'm watching, the series that I'm watching right now. Cobra Kai is coming out on the 31st. So I'm anxious to check that out. I didn't do a review on that because I wasn't doing reviews yet. So if you're watching any of these things and are keeping up, hit me up and we can do this together. But stay tuned for my next video. I'm working on something for Christmas. It's going to be awesome once it all comes together. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If there are any movies that I should check out that you have checked out, please let me know and I will do so. I guess until next time, y'all hit that subscribe button, the like button, turn on all notifications, leave me a comment. Don't forget to do that. If you're planning on watching, let me know. Watching the movie, choose story, let me know. If you have, let me know how you felt about it. And if I mention anything that you are watching or will watch, let me know. All right. So until the next show, people, y'all stay tuned for my schedule, Facebook, Instagram. It's all on there. Follow me. Same thing. Comedian See No Evil. Also my gaming channel, Comedian See No Evil Gaming on YouTube. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Spat Life Fool. Yeah. I'm in the mood for food simply because I'm hungry. Oh.